Hey everybody, Josh Roberts back again from Recruitment Services. I'm here today with Terry Hickey, the coordinator for supply chain management. Terry, how are you doing today?
Excellent. Excellent, Josh.
Awesome. We're glad to have you here. We're very thankful to have you online and talking to our students about the supply chain management program. But before we get into that, how about you tell me a little bit about your professional background?
My background was prior to coming to Loyalist was about 22 years in manufacturing, mostly the high-tech industry, two different companies, and the roles were basically operations, order fulfillment, and HR were the primary areas I got experience in. And I went from there to join Loyalist in and around 2003. So we're approaching that 17 years with Loyalist, and most of that time was around the business administration program and the materials management option. And about 5 years ago, we launched what is now the supply chain management program. That kind of developed out of the third year business option materials management and has grown. So we're in year 5 now of the supply chain postgrad program.
That's amazing. So it sounds like you're a bit of a pioneer of that program. You were there from the get-go, and a big part of that obviously being the coordinator. And you've talked about you've been with the college nearly 17 years. You've got some phenomenal industry experience. Has everything been near the Belleville area?
It ranged actually. It began in Belleville, moved to the East Coast, then back to Belleville, then off to Montreal, and then back to Ottawa, and then back to Belleville again. So that seemed to be the sequence. So it was a good bit of experience across the country.
Yeah, that's great. You've sort of got the lay of the lands of sorts with all that experience all over Canada. That's great. So Terry, tell us a little bit about the supply chain management program, what it's all about, and sort of a background on it.
Josh, in fairness, the design of the program was not just myself. It included Catherine DeGast Kennedy and Vern Bellows. Catherine, at the time of the design, was coordinating the customs program at the college, and Vern was coordinating the HR program. So we pulled in some of their disciplines to look at emerging career trends, and the program was established to include not only logistics and materials management and operations functions, but to have a significant component of customs compliance courses. And that was the idea, was to merge these two bodies of knowledge, these two areas that were starting to stand out further in industry. So we were trying to give the supply chain person a more complete set of skills, including some of the customs courses, meaning the customs, the supply chain person would be better equipped to help move product around the world, get product through borders efficiently, safely, and on time. That's the nature of the program. That's where it's come from. So it was several of us that designed it and did that in conjunction with industry. So fairly large partners that included Livingston International and UPS and several other companies were consulted in the design of the program. So what I've mentioned is some of the core courses we have in terms of operations, materials management, logistics, and procurement, but as well the customs courses, which are tariffs, origins, and valuations. Added to that, we have project management as another course, management accounting, organization behavior, and as well marketing strategy with a CRM component built in, the customer relationship management. In fact, we're starting to explore the use of Salesforce as a CRM tool, which the college is very experienced in now. So we've got some positive overlap going there. And within our information systems course, we've been fortunate enough to be able to use SAP and begin to introduce students to the use of SAP and some basic navigation skills in that realm. The faculty team, I need to mention that we have a series of industry professionals that join us that come from the areas of procurement, logistics, ground transportation, and as well customs compliance. One of our original faculty that's been with us, Tracy Frigo, for a great number of years of the program, comes to us from Toronto, Coles International. She is a very active senior manager at the customs brokerage in that firm. So she, as do many others in the program, bring active, real-world live experience to us because they're teaching with us part-time, but they're also live in industry right now. So it's very up-to-the-minute exposure the students get.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing that you've got so many great technologies as well as some industry professionals that are there to give your students that hands-on experiential learning and probably help them make some contacts along the way as well.
They do. And in addition to the faculty team is the advisory committee. We have a great group that's been supporting our team. Some of the members have previous experience in the business admin program, and the advisory team are all active members in industry, most of which are very senior, and they cover again same areas of customs, brokerage, transportation, and they also are. At least four of our advisory committee members happen to be Loyalist college grads and or business grads or specific supply chain grads. So there's a good mix where the advisory committee is all very familiar to begin with the college, and then hence the program. So there's good direction and guidance that we can rely on and that has helped. And they help us actually further in terms of not only guiding curriculum, but further to that, guiding potential network and placements. So that to our program is hugely beneficial. So the placements is another key component of our program. We have a placement or applied project option. And placements in our program have included companies such as Magna International, Kellogg's, the Government of Canada, CFB Trenton, the base, and similarly, jobs that our students have got from the program have included Magna, ITS Transportation, Baklawat locally, and the Government of Canada and procurement. A lot of our students, a very great number of our students tend to want to gravitate towards the purchasing element of our program. Three basic options you can usually flow career paths out of the program is to either gravitate towards a logistics or operations role, materials management, or towards a procurement role, or potentially over towards a customs compliance role. Depending on the student's area of interest and direction they want to gravitate, they can head in those directions. So procurement's been a fairly popular role, and the reason for that is it's so available across Canada. In both the public and the private sector, we still purchase. We always purchase. And in times like these, we're seeing the role of procurement at the probably one of the most heightened levels ever. Interesting enough now, for one of the first times in history, everybody in the world knows what a supply chain is. Everybody's feeling supply chains and understanding their impact right now, no matter where you go.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like the supply chain management program is really beneficial for the students coming out of it, graduating, getting all those different opportunities to work directly in the field right away. That's a big thing for people. Obviously, jobs are very important, and it sounds like you guys give students the detailed and required knowledge to get out there and get those sort of employment opportunities. And as you said, now more than ever, maybe supply chain management is on the forefront, and more people are going to sort of understand that and get an appreciation of how important it really is. So it's sort of great that we get this opportunity.
Well, I've always said that supply chain touches everybody, and I think everybody's starting to feel that now. One other thing, Josh, about the program is that our program has followed not only the customs brokerage body of knowledge, but the what used to be the PMAC, then SCMAO, and is now the Canadian Supply Chain Association. We follow those basic bodies of knowledge, and basically we look to their curriculum versus ours to be aligned professionally. And to that end, the other feature of our program is graduates from our program can gain some advanced standing with the Canadian Supply Chain Association and their designation. They can often see it in job ads, where what they might have seen in the past is a requirement for applicants to either have or be studying for the designation of SCMP, a supply chain management professional. That designation has changed. It's now a CSCMP. That information's on our college website and the specific courses that are granted. But the reason we're associated with that organization is it gives the students a jump ahead when they graduate, and that they are already affiliated with an association They have an additional career path professionally they can study towards. And it says to employers, they're already on the go. They're doing something over and above, and they know the pathway they want to take. So the students do get an expanded network by joining the organization, and they will see that advertised on job ads as they do career searches. So I often encourage students, before they even join us, go look at some of those job ads and see what you see in terms of qualifications required. And then you'll often be able to trace that back to elements of the program. So that's the suggestion most often. Check out the outside before you come and check us out.
Thank you so much for joining us today and telling us all about the supply chain management program. We're very grateful to have had you on.
Thanks, Josh. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having us in.
Of course, and we'll see you soon.
Have a great day.
Cheers.